40% of the clothes arriving in Ghana are in such poor condition they're immediately thrown away.
Rubbish.
At the end of today, where will you put that?
We are going to throw them away. In Europe and UK and Australia, America, they think we are not like a human being.
Breaking news.
Let's bring some breaking news now.
That's some breaking news now.
Breaking news from
Breaking news. We have breaking news.
That's some breaking news now.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. Let's bring some breaking news now.
That's some breaking news now.
Each week, 15 million items of clothing arrive in Ghana, most of it to Kantamanto market. But why does this happen?
Somebody actively working to combat the issue of textile waste in Kantamanto is NOUAFO, Corporate Responsibility and Sustainability Professional. Having personally gone to Ghana to speak to locals, this is what she has to say concerning the issue.
Buying the clothes from the global north and China and etc. And so they're contributing to the global north economy in that sense. But they're also using it to make an income as well. But there is a thing of the clothing getting worse over time, or they can't send it back. And so they kind of just have to take a gamble. And people who are understanding colonialism and the structures of society, people in the market have their experience in the market and they might not have tertiary education, how the outer context of, or the global context contributes to their position in the market.
Most of our film, like we were going out just asking people, like shoppers, like where they get their clothes from, are they even aware? Like, do you think that most people like even know about what's going on in Ghana?
No, I think there is some awareness because of the articles that have been put about, and people putting like an air tag in H&M's take back scheme or something like that. So it just depends on the consumer, I think.
Over the past couple of years, there has been a rise in the popularity of second-hand fashion in the UK. The rise of second-hand vintage, charity shops and kilo sales have provided a cheap option for mass consumption. Speaking with the people on the streets of Notting Hill, the impression is that shopping second-hand is the most ethical option, but is it really?
Clothes are sourced from various different places like Italy, Spain. I believe they're auctioned, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll buy them in bulk sort of thing and then check through the clothes for any like imperfections and stuff like that.
We buy the clothes before they go to landfill and then we take them to the warehouse, see if it's good to sell. If it's good to sell, we'll bring it here. If it's bad, we'll recycle it.
So it's very curated.
Yeah, we handpick every single thing that comes in.
Do you think like by shopping secondhand, it actually does stop clothing waste in places?
I think so. I also think it's just like cool. Like I'm just like, oh, so I wonder where someone else wore this, and like I'm wearing it here. Like I like that.
We're more after like products that are just ready to sell sort of thing.
No fast fashion, no Zara's, no this.
No,
I can't stand it.
Do you think that's a way people can stop like clothing waste?
I think they are damaging the taste of the people, and they're also damaging good designers, good companies, good fashion houses.
Do you buy clothes from here too, or would you buy where would you go to buy clothes?
I usually go to H&M.
I end up throwing away stuff that I buy cheap. It's always like that. I've learned my lesson.
My last question is just about like textile waste, and how would you think that people can like combat that with their shopping habits?
I think definitely by shopping pre-loved secondhand. Vintage, I think there are so many great options for every budget now. There are things like vintage, Depop, all the way up to us with like the higher end pieces.
This issue of Ghana being a former colonial country, or formerly under the British Empire, they also had this journey of trying to, Kwame Nkrumah, trying to create their own industry as well. So they had a fashion industry before that. Then there were structural adjustments. So the IMF and World Bank loans to liberalise the Ghanaian economy. Andrew Brooks kind of makes this connection, but it's hard to actually quantify that connection and say like liberalisation of the economy led to the boosting of the second-hand trade. But it's just like there's this correlation there in terms of timing. It's colonialism in the sense of like this is kind of cheating in this way. Like instead of regulating your own textile waste, you're sending it to another country in the same bundle of clothes that can be sold again. And under these contracts called all sales of vinyl contracts as well. So you can't, it's very hard to like claim insurance if the clothes are damaged, or they can't send it back. And so they kind of just have to take a gamble with clothing. It is a difficult thing. It's not just these people are oppressed and they're forced to sell this.
Yeah.
No, they're making a choice to sell this. They could have been in any market. And a lot of them have reasons why they sell it, and they can have pride in their trade as well. From our position in the global north, that some of it is exploiting. It's exploitation.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, a lot of it is exploitation, and it relies on this the existing coloniality of the dynamics of the economy. There's this concept of textile waste to new materials, so creating the technology that transforms textile waste into new materials, and that could look like, and that could mean cleaning up landfill as well, if it was to really go to scale. Like it's the like a deep circular thing where all the material that exists in the world is constantly remade. And so even landfill becomes a resource for creating new materials. And so that can be used for textile as well.
Stop. Don't buy that. I know what you're thinking, right? It's just a skirt. That it isn't the same as the 5 identical skirts you have already, because it's vintage Givenchy. So I guess donating the other 5 skirts to your local charity shop is a good idea. No. So what are our options? Local communities in Cantonmento Market already have established recycling programs like the Ore Foundation and the Revival. But what can we do as Gen Z? We as Gen Z have the opportunity to take on this challenge of making a conscious decision of how we consume, what we consume, and what is soon to be forgotten. Yet many people who shop are still unaware of where their unwanted clothing ends up. Roughly 15 million garments arrive in Ghana weekly, donated mostly by Europe and North America, leaving about 40% ending up being waste because of the poor quality, making consumption of new clothing estimated to be higher in the UK than any other European country. The issue isn't going to stop there, but making a personal change can stop the issue growing further. So what are you going to do? For more information, scan the first QR code or follow the website link to the Ore Foundation. Scan the second QR code or follow the website link to the Revival website.